Join the movement. Go all electric with Pure Electric.
Our client was looking for a new home away from the city, a place where he could combine his professional and private life in the company of his dogs and surrounded by his eclectic collection of antiques, furniture, artifacts and plants. The site, located at the edge of Castlemaine, a regional town in Victoria, had until recently been part of a much larger property used for farming and was unfortunately cleared of trees. It has a substantial fall to the northwest and enjoys views towards the hills and plains in the distance. The ideal position for the house became clear from the first site visit. Instead of facing the road axis, the house was rotated and pushed towards the south, defining the boundary and leaving a substantial north-facing garden. Our client's interest in post-war architecture informed many of the design discussions, and her ongoing fascination with Lina Bo-Bardi's glasshouse of 1950 appeared as a strong precedent. Her project embodies all the fundamental modern principles, but with an understanding of the climate and local construction techniques. We treated the house as an observation deck that disregards the topography and floats over the landscape. Rather than working with the site contours, it orients itself to the sun and views. The result is a viewing platform anchored to the high end of the site and supported on 8 steel columns. Elevating the floor level of the house is not only ideal for capturing the distant views, but also produces a particular psychological effect. By excluding the middle ground from view, the landscape appears more horizontal and pictorial, simultaneously separating and connecting the viewer and the landscape, while reinforcing a sense of detachment and shelter. The overall design follows the simplest of compositions, with 2 clearly legible horizontal elements, the elevated platform and the roof. The roofline extends to form a simple carport and a covered walkway. This abstracted veranda is not a nostalgic reference, but a device mediating the relationship between the occupant and the setting. It not only modulates the light, but also establishes a sense of scale and directs the gaze forward. The house is an elongated bar, 25 meters long by 6 meters deep, over 6 structural bays. It is arranged as 3 loosely connected spaces with floor-to-ceiling glass walls facing north. The utilitarian functions, bathroom, kitchen, storage, are treated as blank volumes with minimal openings forming the back of the building. The orientation and form of the house are ideal for passive solar design. All habitable spaces are north-facing, avoiding any west-facing windows. The roof overhang balances solar gain in winter with shading in summer. The small size and compact form represents an economy of material and resources. Avoiding internal load-bearing walls, the interior layout is flexible and can be adapted for future changes. The building's envelope has been designed with thermal insulation levels exceeding the building code requirements and carefully detailed to eliminate thermal bridges. The windows are double glazed with full-depth hardwood frames. There are no unnecessary applied finishes to reduce materials and components. Air barriers were installed to increase air tightness and manage moisture buildup and condensation in the walls and roof. This is a net zero energy house with heating, cooling and hot water delivered by high-efficiency heat pumps. The 20-panel photovoltaic system is connected to battery storage. Natural cross-ventilation is possible via large sliding doors and small south-facing windows, all fitted with insect screens. And obviously, it is a fully electric house with no gas connection. Rainwater is collected from the roof and stored in underground water tanks via a large pit fitted with filters. The intentional economy of means and simple composition makes this house paradoxically unconventional. There is no obvious front door and no internal circulation space, resulting in a non-hierarchical, ubiquitous space without prescribed functions. The spatial fragmentation of the typical family house is in this project dissolved into zones of more or less privacy. Like a neutral canvas, this generous and indeterminate space is informally appropriated by the placement of the client's artifacts, IT equipment, antiques, artworks and memories. The work-play entanglement can unfold into a new kind of domesticity constructed from decontextualized objects, original, creative, playful.